So how does baptism help a person in their spiritual life? Or how does it help to have an infant baptized? I'm going to make a quick overview video talking about that. My name is Dave Lindruth. So baptism is called a sacrament in the new church. It's called the entrance of faith, or a person's sign that they're a member of the new church, and that's spiritually speaking, not naturally. And it comes from ritual washing that's talked about throughout the Old Testament. One of my favorite Psalms, Psalm 51, says, "Wash me," you can see it in here, "wash me and I will be whiter than snow." This sacrament is also spoken of early in Jesus' ministry when he was baptized by the disciple John, and then at the very end of the Gospels when Jesus commands the disciples to go out and baptize all nations. So the ritual washing is simply putting some water on a person's head. It could be an immersion in a stream as well, and then making the sign with water of a cross on a person's head and on their hearts. And what's meant by it is purification. Now we're talking about spiritual purification, and that doesn't happen simply by washing, but it's representative of that spiritual purification from evils and falsities. And by evil, I mean destructive behaviors, either self-destructive or behaviors that are destructive of others. By falsities, another way of saying it is they're simply lies, because they try to convince us that those destructive behaviors are somehow beneficial when they're not. So it's helpful for me to contextualize this ritual washing in the ancient world, because people in the ancient world did not bathe very often. So you can imagine a person who was washed was going to be quite different from a group of people that hadn't bathed for weeks or perhaps months. And that symbolizes really quite a significant, although subtle, difference in a person's life. I think another way to think about baptism is to remember that Jesus was baptized himself, and he has that memory of that experience imprinted in his divine mind even today. And there are many, many Christians on the other side who are now angels in heaven that also went through that experience and have that as a kind of a memory that symbolizes the life of Christianity. And so while that experience doesn't save us in any way, it cultivates a little bit of a platform of spiritual support that helps us grow toward the Lord and turn to him in times of need and kind of be there for us in a subconscious way that he might not be there otherwise. So we have a little bit of a support network that's symbolized by the ritual and that actually is present with us in those times when we need the Lord's help. And so because of the correspondence or the connection that this experience offers us, and this subconscious atmosphere of help that it brings to us when we're trying to turn to the Lord, I strongly recommend that a person who acknowledges the Lord as the source of life and acknowledges that the Lord offers through his word a path toward transformation and a path that leads to heaven, that a person undergo this ritual called baptism. And if they have a child, that they baptize the child as well, because that also creates those connections that can help that child grow. It doesn't change a person's life. It doesn't do anything dramatic. It doesn't mark them in some external way, other than leaving that imprint in their mind that helps them subtly and spiritually and helps the Lord be there for them when they need it.